So the story of the NWO is when wrestling stopped feeling clean cut and started feeling dangerous. It started in 1996 with these guys, Hall and Nash. Previously, they worked with the WWF as Diesel and Razor Ramon, and they came to WCW under their real names. Instead of announcing them as new talents, they were portrayed as two guys who have been brought to supposedly invade from the other company. To stop this, WCW stars Sting, Lex Luger, and Macho Man Randy Savage were to face them at Bash at the Beach against a mysterious third man. As the match started, it seemed that the third man wasn't going to show up, and the match went on anyway. And things started to get out of hand, so Hogan came down to defuse the situation. But instead of saving WCW, Hulk Hogan came to the ring and shocked the fans by turning heel, leg dropping Savage, and joining Hall and Nash. That was the birth of the New World Order, the NWO. Hogan's turn matters so much because he had been such an ultimate good guy for years, and seeing him become Hollywood Hogan felt like the wrestling world flipped upside down. From there, the NWO became more than a faction. It became the central force for WCW. Their whole gimmick was that they were taking over the company from within. They spray painted everything, graffiti style logos on everything, hijacked broadcasts, beat down wrestlers. They acted like the rules didn't apply to them. That anti-establishment feel made them hugely popular, even as villains. Even WWE themselves described Hogan's jump to the group as a game changer that turned the sports entertainment world on its head. At first, that made WCW feel hotter than anything in wrestling. The NWO helped make WCW cool, edgy, and unpredictable. It became one of the biggest reasons WCW surged in popularity during the 1990s. The angle also helped push wrestling toward a more adult, attitude-driven style in the industry. When you look at the time WCW started obliterating WWF/WWE in the ratings, NWO was greatly responsible for that, so WCW recognizes that as that turning point in the company. But this is where the story takes a dark turn. The same thing that made the NWO great was the same thing that ruined it. It got too big. The group added more and more members until it stopped feeling like a dangerous gang and started feeling like half the roster wearing the same shirt. Instead of being a sharp storyline, it became bloated. Splits like the NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack would keep things alive for a while, and Wolfpack in particular got massively over, but then the original magic was just started to fade away. Now the turning point that some people remember is Goldberg beating Hollywood Hogan on Nitro in 1998 to win the WCW World Heavyweight title in front of a huge Georgia Dome crowd. It felt like WCW finally creating the monster strong enough to fight back, but even then, WCW never really escaped relying on the NWO formula. And ironically, I point the NWO being one of the turning points to the demise of WCW itself with the infamous Finger Poke of Doom, where Hogan would just tap Nash, he fall, and Hogan pins him and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. In 2001, the NWO was still famous, but it was no longer an unstoppable cultural force that it had been in 1996 and 7, or 1997, 1996, The faction did not die during the fall of WCW, though. The WWE will revive the name of the NWO, and its legacy was cemented when Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and even Sean Waltman were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2020. So if one were to put the NWO in a nutshell, let's see. Starting as a major angle, became the coolest thing in wrestling, helped change the entire business, then collapsed under its own success. It was both one of wrestling's greatest ideas and one of the clearest examples of an angle lasting too long. This is why people still talk about it. Shout out to the NWO.